Hey guys, I'm back. And it's been a while. I'm back here in Auckland, where I grew up, where I spent my childhood. And for some of you that don't know, I thought you're going to Australia. I thought you were in Brisbane. A lot of you already know what happened. But for everyone else that don't know, this is the official video or news. So I was in Brisbane, yes. I just flew back yesterday. And as you all know, I went over there with the prospects of, helping my friend manage his rapidly growing business. Great guy, very kind-hearted Christian man. And he's helped me a lot, even though I barely worked for him. And while I was over there, I got sick. I thought it was just a flu. Normally flus, I deal with them in a few days, and I don't take meds or anything, and I'm fine. But this time, it was different. I got the flu, and I just never got better. The coughing and stuff stopped, but then I started feeling something else that I don't usually feel when I get the flu. I started feeling a little bit nauseous, started feeling bloated, no appetite. And it just got worse and worse. I left it for maybe about 1.5 weeks. And eventually I felt so bloated that if I was lying down, I couldn't breathe properly, which also means I couldn't sleep. So when that happened, I just thought, well, if I can't sleep anyway, I may as well go see what's wrong with me, because I should be better by now, but I wasn't. I went to the emergency, the ED, and yeah, they did all the whole thing. Luckily, thank the Lord, I got my Medicare card before all this. But yeah, I went there, they asked for a Medicare card, all my information, date of birth, all that stuff. And it turned out it was something very serious. And that is, my kidneys have failed. They have stopped functioning. My kidneys have stopped functioning. And the doctor said, when they ran blood tests and they found that out, the doctor said to me, well, he told me it was very serious. And he said that if I had waited like a day or two longer, that could have been it. I could have been gone. So luckily, that didn't happen. And I did go to the ED in time, just in time. So I'm grateful that happened. That, I left it to the last minute, but I did get saved in time. And yeah, as you can imagine, well, I went to the hospital, obviously, and for those of you that don't know, it's a little bit of medical education. What your kidney does is it filters toxins from your blood. Like when you eat food and drink and stuff, there's waste products that your kidneys filter and turn into urine. And when that doesn't work, obviously the toxins don't get filtered and they start building up as fluids in your body, which is why I was feeling bloated and nauseous, because it was the toxins. And they had to, obviously my kidneys weren't working for a week, so I had to build up of the toxins for a week. So they immediately had to do this thing called dialysis. They had to dialyze me. And what they do is they put these connectors. I have one coming out of my chest, but originally they had one coming out of my neck, connected to my main blood circulatory system. And they had to have like an external machine to draw my blood, clean the blood in the machine, and then give the blood back to me. And yeah, this all, they put the surgery to put the thing in my neck, which it was there for like 10 days, super annoying, super irritating. And yeah, I was getting dialysis while the doctors were looking at my bloods, doing urine tests, and I was stayed in the hospital for a while, all over the holiday season, from just before Christmas all the way to just after New Year's. And yeah, I had a lot of time. I was lying in a hospital bed, you know. The one dialysis session takes about 4 hours. And on top of that, at the time, I was getting this thing called apheresis, which is where they exchange my blood plasma, because the reason why my kidneys failed was because there's antibodies that's supposed to fight viruses. Instead of attacking viruses, they also attacked my kidneys, which is why my kidneys failed, because my own body damaged my kidneys. So they had to remove the antibodies from my system, which is what the plasma exchange or apheresis is for. So that one session of those lasted for maybe about 2 hours. And yeah, I had dialysis, the 4-hour one, maybe like about 3 times a week. I still do. And the apheresis, which I have stopped doing, that I was probably doing about 3 or 4 times a week as well. So, and the rest of the time I was just in the hospital. So you can imagine I had a lot of time on my hands. I wasn't doing anything. I was just lying there and I was thinking, I was praying, I was sleeping. That's basically all I was doing. And yeah, I had a lot of thoughts, and I came up with a lot of stuff. And I don't know how long this video is going to be. I just wanted to speak from the heart and just share with you guys the things I've sort of pondered while I was out of commission. You know, like I said, this happened over holiday season, so I didn't want to, you know, drop the vibe on anybody's Christmas. So I didn't really tell anyone except for my brothers and my immediate family. My mum straight away flew over, took her the next 2 days to organize the flights and stuff. She flew over straight away. I'm really grateful for that. She's been a big help. Yeah, and my brother Max from Melbourne, he lives in Melbourne now. He flew all the way up just to see me for a weekend after I got discharged from the hospital. But I guess, yeah, I don't know, I'll start sharing with some of the things that I've come up with. And the first thing, obviously, that I've realized is that nobody is invincible. And I, before this happened, definitely had that sense of feeling that I was invincible, because things were going so well. Do you know? Things were going so well for me. I was very much in shape. I was relatively fit. I had a very good job, like day job, that I also can fall back to if the business opportunity didn't work. And obviously I had that business opportunity, all thanks to my friend Adam from Brisbane. You know, he's the one that reached out to me. He didn't have to reach out to me, but he did. And I had the opportunity to move over. My dating life was good. I built a great social circle in Christchurch with a lot of great friends, great community. You know, you guys all know who you are. You know, I'm working on my speaking skills, right? They've improved a lot. I had a lot of You know, I have a good amount of financial stability. You know, a good amount invested, good amount saved. I was very comfortable. There was almost nothing wrong with my life. And I did feel invincible. And it just feels like an upward spiral, you know, like people talk about downward spirals, but this was like an upward spiral. It's like things just keep getting better and better. And yeah, while I was over there, this straight away just happened. And no matter what point you are, you're not invincible. Which, yeah, anything could have happened. And I'm grateful that nothing worse happened, that I'm still here, that I'm still able to come out here, go for walks and make videos like these and talk to you guys and catch up. No matter how strong you seem, your life is so fragile. Things happen really fast, both good and bad. In this case, it was bad. But I've had good things happen very fast. And when I say very fast, it's amazing how quick things happen. Like a month, well, not even a month, like less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks before I got sick, I was like squatting 130s. I was like leg pressing 200 kgs in the gym. And then after 2 days in the hospital, I find myself still trying to balance and relearning how to walk for like 10 minutes. I've never felt so weak, and I've never gotten so weak in that short amount of time. That's crazy. That is crazy. Always count your lucky stars. Because you never know. You never know when things just hit you. So that's the first thing. You're not invincible. And for those of you that listen up to this point, I'll share the most important thing I've learned. This is very close to me. When I was growing up, I felt I was a very lonely kid. Now, I just want to say I did have a decent childhood, you know. Grew up in a first world country, in a decent neighborhood. Had a very good schooling experience compared to a lot of people. I was provided for, had a roof over my head. Like, all that was fine. I acknowledged that, and I'm grateful for that. But the point is, I was a very lonely kid. And I was a lonely kid because I was never really in tune with my family. You know, Asian parents, right? All they want you to do is study, and I was never a studying person. And when I started gaming at the age of 11, and as I worked my way towards my esports career later on in my teens, we just grew further apart. And of course, back then, this was like 2012, 2013. Esports has never been a thing, especially in this region of the world. And yeah, I don't think people acknowledged what I did. And then definitely my parents didn't. So everyone did their own thing, and I went away and I did esports. And I was lonely. I was just basically in my room, and that was my only escape. I didn't like interacting with my parents when I was a kid because there was almost no positive like interaction, you know. Like all the memes about Asian parents never showing, how do I say, like never affirming. There's no like never affirming you. You know, they never say well done. They never congratulate you. Like all that stuff. They always say you can do better. That's very, very true. And as a kid, I never got praised by my parents, basically. I never did. So because I never got praised by my parents, I never told them my achievements. Not just in esports, but anything in life. Till this very day, I never tell them my achievements. Because I know they'll always find something to poke at and they have nothing good to say. So that's very true. And because of that, you know, they don't think I amount to anything. And they think I'm useless. And I was just in my room playing video games. Didn't go out because I was poor. I didn't have a job, right? Didn't have money to spend, so I didn't go out. Which means I didn't really meet any new people. I didn't really catch up with any of my friends. They all went to uni. They all studied. They all did their own thing. I just stayed in my room and grinded away for years. And yeah, I did make something out of it. And yeah, I did find some success. And it was like a very it was a good experience in terms of learning a lot of life lessons as an adult and growing up. It taught me a lot of things, but it was very lonely, and I didn't like interacting with my parents. And esports was the only thing that I can escape with. That I didn't have to, you know, put my mind on them and be around them in that sense, because I was so focused and I had a goal. So you can imagine how I felt when they started to like fight me on it, when they started to take away everything that I wanted to do, because they wanted to stop me from doing esports, you know, like turn off the internet, unplug the head cable, etc., etc. There were times where like I would be playing in online qualifying tournaments, and it would just pull the plug. And it wasn't just me that got screwed over; it was my teammates as well. And yeah, esports was my lifeboat away from them, and they're trying to destroy it. So that's, you know, you could imagine how that felt. So I was a very lonely kid, and growing up, I was very lonely too. All the way to my early mid-20s, I never had people that I connected with. I didn't have a lot of social skills. I had to learn it. You know, I was depressed at one point when I retired as a player because I had no purpose. And yeah, they had no idea I was depressed, and I wanted to, you know, end it all. They had no idea this whole time. They lasted for a whole year. And yeah, I was very lonely. But what this situation has taught me, the moment I started telling people, the support was so overwhelming almost. There was so much support from everyone. From everyone. You know, my friends back in Christchurch from church, the people at my work, my brothers, you know, the friends I've met online even, the friends that I still have in Brisbane that were actually there, friends from other places, friends from here in Auckland. Everyone was so supportive. Everyone says they were thinking about me. Everyone said they were praying for me. And at first I thought people were just saying it to say it, you know. I thought people were just, oh yeah, you know, condolences, whatever. But no, they were thinking about me. They were giving me gifts. They were sending me stuff. People were flying up to see me. I had a lot of worries on my mind, and they actually gave me so much peace of mind in this time of need, I guess you can say. And you know, that's probably what I'm the most grateful for, is the people around me. And I just thought I was about to leave all this. Well, not leave all this behind or anything, but you know, like be away from them just to become, just to fast track being a multimillionaire. Because quite frankly, I don't care anymore. Like I said, I don't care anymore. I used to love cars. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about my watches anymore. I'm not even wearing one today. Forgot about it. Don't care. Just care about my health and now the people. Yeah, and I was just thinking, maybe it's not worth it after all. Because moments like these are what really counts. This is what really counts. And the people here, they've just become so precious. Thank you guys so much. I really mean that. Because I've never had so much support in my life before. Ever. And I don't think this is worth going away for just for a couple $1,000,000 anymore. I don't think so. I think I'm going to stay. Because everyone has shown me what really matters. And what really matters is the people around you. Cannot be more grateful. I really mean that. Because you guys have shown me and made me realize for the very first time in my adult life, well, from childhood to like mid-childhood to adult life really, that I'm not alone. And this is the first time since I was 10, 11 years old that I didn't feel lonely. The first time. And that really means a lot. That really means so much to me. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being with me. You know, some of you physically, others, you know, mentally, spiritually, morally. Thankfully, haven't needed anyone to be there financially for me yet, but I am definitely not short of people that would be glad to do that. Some people offered it like without hesitation at all. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. when I get better, I promise you all, I'll be doing my best to become the best person I can be for you guys. Again. Because you guys have shown me way more than you've known. So thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next video.